all of human history, one for navigation and one for communication. They both add to 100, bang on the nose, the first three-digit all-factor 8 number. Amen. Space telescope, which is what the Hubble telescope is, equals 144 perfectly. And its successor, the James Webb Space Telescope, is also a space telescope. And its full name divides by 8 exactly. Space equals 44, telescope equals 100 perfectly. Both are all factor 8 numbers. Add that to the pile. The word Hubble itself is 50, which is the 8th 7n plus 1 number, being 7 times 7 plus 1. So I can't get over the glory that Edwin Powell Hubble equals 188, and Michael Jeffrey Jordan equals 188. The most famous name in astronomy, 188, and the most famous name in sports, 188. What is the root of the word galaxy? Galaxias, in 8 letters exactly, equals 74, bang on the nose. It's the exact same value as Via Lactea, which means the Milky Way in Latin, 74. So Galaxias equals 74, Via Lactea equals 74, Jesus equals 74, takes the glory for every galaxy and the Milky Way. Galaxias, 8 letters, 74, Via Lactea, 74, exact same value, Milky Way and every galaxy. And the Milky Way is, of course, a galaxy. So you can add 74 and 74 together to get 148. 3-digit all-factor 8 number 116 factors of Jesus equals 8 at 8. And even better, the word galaxy in Hebrew equals 208, bang on the nose. 3-digit all-factor 8 divides by 8 perfectly. The word circle in Greek, which describes every single orbiting body in the entire universe, equals 740 perfectly. 74 times 10, 74, Jesus equals 74, 116 factors of Jesus equals 8 at 8. And even better, circle in Hebrew is 148, which is a double of 74, 3-digit all-factor 8 number 1 of the 16 factors of Jesus equals 8 at 8. In every way, Jesus equals 8 at 8 takes the glory for every single circle and every single circling body and orbiting planet and star in the entire universe. Amen. This is one of my favorites of all time. The word nebula in Hebrew equals 800, bang on the nose. That's every single beautiful nebula that ever has been photographed and ever will be photographed in the history of the world. For Jesus equals 8 at 8, nebula equals 800 exactly in Hebrew. This gets even better. Nebula in Greek equals 53 times 3 times 3 times 3 again. Well, 53 is the 16th prime, and then you triple it, and then it's in a 3 by 3 grid. So it's literally a triple of 8 plus 8s in a 3 by 3 grid over the top. That's the word nebula in Greek, and that is accomplished in 8 letters exactly, to the glory of the King. Literally, you could say it is a 3 by 3 cube of 16s. If you could render a cube in 3D with exactly 27 quadrants and a 16 inside each of the quadrants, that's the word nebula in Greek in 8 letters exactly. Amen. The phrase shooting star in Hebrew equals 214, 3-digit all-factor 8 number, and that is accomplished in 8 letters exactly. In Latin, it equals the same digits, 1, 2, 4, 3-digit all-factor 8 number. The exact same digits, just the first two reversed, and that is also in 8 letters apiece. Amazing. So shooting star in Hebrew in 8 letters equals 214. Shooting star in Latin in 8 letters equals 124. Genius. An added bonus on the Hebrew is that both of the roots in the terms for shooting star are 8. That is, the root of star is 24, 888, and then the root of falling, shooting, is 160, nafal. So both roots are 8 in the term shooting star in Hebrew, 24 and 160. Amen. The word meteor in Greek equals 1320, which is 88 times 15. The word meteor in Latin in exactly 8 letters is the same as shooting star, which is, we saw it above, 124, 3-digit all-factor 8 number, and it is also the same in Hebrew. Meteor, shooting star, same in Hebrew and Latin. In Greek, there can be a separate word, which is 88 times 15. Now this is really fantastic. The phrase planet Earth in Greek, which is the root of all roots in the English language. Well, it's planet Earth in Greek equals 688 exactly, and that starts with the letter 80 and ends with the letter 8 for added bonus. So if you bookend the two letters, you get 88. The first letter 80, last letter 8, bookend 88. That is planet Earth, as stated in Greek. Okay, and then there's 8 letters in between those two bookends. Just over the top, beautiful. 688 total. 80 on the start, 8 on the end, 8 letters in between that make 600 perfectly. That is so awesome. So the two bookend letters make the 88 of the 688, and then the center 8 letters make 600 perfectly. That is our one and only planet Earth in God's holy ordained language, Greek, which He ordained from the foundation of the world for the glory of Jesus, just as it was written on the sign over Jesus' head on the cross, Greek. And Jesus equals 888 is Greek. This gets even better. The phrase planet Earth in Hebrew adds to a double of the 56 prime, that is to say, a double of a sevenfold set of 8s in exactly 8 letters. That is accomplished, no less. Planet Earth in Hebrew is exactly this, these 8 letters right here, and then adds to 56 prime doubled, sevenfold set of 8s doubled, for utmost emphasis on Mr. 8. And the ultimate nail in the coffin, or glory through the roof, if you will, is the fact that Planet Earth in English adds perfectly to 120. One of God's favorite numbers, 3-digit all factor 8, divides by 8, 12, and 24 perfectly, and it is a 7n plus 1 number. That is our one and only beloved Planet Earth in English. The one and only Planet Earth that we are all responsible for. Amen. Who is a person that studies languages in this way, or in any way? A linguist, which equals 111 perfectly. 111, one of the 16 factors of Jesus equals 8 at 8. And that word is accomplished in 8 letters perfectly. That is to say, they are the masters of language. A master of languages is a linguist. And my study is also linguistics. Linguist, but that is the root. Linguist, a master of language. Linguist equals 111 in 8 letters perfectly. And the root of that word linguist, and the root of all language, is in Latin, lingua, which equals 64, 8 times 8, perfectly, bang on the nose. So, Jesus equals 8 at 8 takes the glory for every single language on planet Earth, de facto. The root of the word language, every time someone says the word language, linguistics, anything related to that coming from the root of that word lingua, well, the root is 64, 8 times 8, and Jesus equals 8 at 8 takes the glory for the entire tree, lingua, 8 times 8. That is the root of all languages. And I encourage you to look at this list of all linguists on Wikipedia. There's literally a list of linguists on Wikipedia, and it is so long it will stagger your mind. And just a brief mention here, linguistics is the scientific study of human language, which is one of the greatest studies in the entire universe because it glorifies Jesus equals 8 at 8 more prolifically than anything else in the entire universe, because every single word that is spoken glorifies him mathematically. So, a linguist. And all language, this is a huge gem. This word lingua, make sure you memorize this one. Lingua is the root of the word language, linguistics, linguist, anything you can think of relating to spoken word. Lingua, by divine ordinance, equals 8 times 8, perfectly, bang on the nose, for the glory of Jesus. Amen. We are covering the most glorious things in the skies. Messier equals 88. NGC, we saw, equals 32. The full name divides by 8 perfectly. The full name of the previous catalog divides by 8 perfectly. Now the word comet. Well, in English, comet equals 56, a perfect sevenfold set of 8s. The Latin root is the same. And the plural in Latin, cometus, adds 24 888 onto the end of comet, bringing the grand total to 80 perfectly. So the root of the word Latin is, in fact, comet. And the root of the word comet in Latin is comet, and the plural is cometes, es, which brings the total to 80 perfectly. And again, in Hebrew, it is a star. The word star in Hebrew is 48, and with the root 24 for extra glory. And this is even better in Greek. The root of the word comet in Greek means to have long hair. That's where the word for comet ultimately comes from, the Greek. Well, what is the root? What is the deepest root in the Greek for the word comet? It is a word that means to have long hair. That is what a comet is. It's got a long tail, a long trail behind it. And that root, you can see it right here for yourself, straight off of Blue Letter Bible, straight out of the Bible, in fact. And that is a 7 by 7 set of the 8th prime. 7 is the number of a set of like things, so here we have a 7 times 7. A 7 by 7 grid of what class? 8. So that is the root of the word comet. Every single shooting star, every single comet is taken for the glory of Jesus mathematically. Amen. Always go to the root for the highest glory. What is the root of the word new? That word new in English is one of the most favorite words in the media, on everyone's lips. Everyone wants something new. Brand new car, brand new baby, brand new house, brand new product, brand new. What's new? We watch the news. It's one of the most exciting things on the lips of every person alive. Well, what is the root of that word new? Go to the root to find the glory of Jesus. The Latin word for new is novellus. It's also where we get the word novel. Every single novel on planet Earth, Jesus is about to take the glory for it. What does that word novellus add to? By divine ordinance, it adds to 120 perfectly, bang on the nose, one of God's favorite numbers. 3-digit all factor 8 divides by 8, 12, and 24 perfectly, also 7n plus 1 number, and that is accomplished in exactly 8 letters, bang on the nose. Folks, this is by perfect divine ordinance to the glory of the maker of numbers and the maker of language. Jesus equals 8 at 8. This is the Latin word, the root of the word new. that we speak today in English all over the world. And everywhere you see it written on posters, on advertisements, on commercials, on movies, what's new, new releases, new product, new car, new this, new that, new house, new item, newborn baby, you name it, whatever is new,